Liverpool is up against Manchester City at the Anfield, and usually this is a game that should have title winning implications. This is a game that usually decided the champions who is going to win the Premier League over the years. But as it stands now, this is just like every other game in the Premier League, because Liverpool went from winning the champion, from being the defending champions last season, to now this season just barely trying to survive, trying to make it into the top four. As it stands now, it seems like making into the top four is the only goal, is the biggest goal for Liverpool right now, because we all know that the possibility of Liverpool winning the Premier League this season is practically non-existent. It's practically, yes, it may not be impossible, but it's 99% impossible. Let's just leave that 1% to chance. But the possibility of that happening is practically impossible. But they could still play a role in the title deciding for Arsenal. Yes, I'm not saying, like I said a few hours ago in my video, Liverpool are not playing for Arsenal. They are playing for themselves, because yes, they want to make it into that top four. But whether or not they win today is still going to help Arsenal's title cause, right? Now, one thing you should note is that Liverpool, they have tried to, they have managed to go back to winning ways after a very convincing, comfortable win against Qarabağ, then winning that game against Newcastle 4-1. Very, very interesting, very comfortable, convincing win against these two sides. And it is also important to note that in the last 16 matches in all competitions that Liverpool has played, in the last 16 games, they have only lost one. They have only lost one. I know that it may not be much, but I just thought I should say it. I mean, losing just one game in the last 16 games, and then it shows, looking at where they are at the table, it shows you that they have not been able to convert chances. They have not been able to stop goals to go into their post, and that has been their problem. Their defense, they concede goals, and their attack, they have not been able. They have not been clinical in the face of goal. The Man City, on the other hand, is also another team that will be looking forward to try to close the gap between them and the league leaders Arsenal. And if they succeed today, if they succeed by winning Liverpool today at the Anfield, it will now be the first time since 1930, I think 1936 or so, the first time in like over how many, almost 100 years, that Man City are doing a league double against Liverpool. They have not done a league double against Liverpool since, I think, 1936. That should be like 19 years, right? Yes, 1936 should be like 90 years. So if they succeed today, because they have already won the first leg against Liverpool at the Etihad, I think in November, 3-0 or so. If they succeed today, that will be the first time doing a league double against Liverpool in like 90 years. But the way it stands now, I don't even know what to predict. I don't even want to say about this match, because looking at the game, these are two big teams that are struggling. And hey, it is also important to note that the last two games, or the last games that these two sides played across all competitions was against the same team. The last game that Liverpool played was against Newcastle. The last game that Man City played was against Newcastle. And today we are going to know who the better side is, the better Newcastle husband is, if I'm to put it that way. And these two sides they have their own fair share of injuries, right? They have their own fair share of injuries. I think in Liverpool, we have players like Alexander Isak, Giovanni Leoni, Conor Bradley, Joe Gomez, Jeremy Frimpong, all out on injuries. And it means that we are likely to see Szoboszlai in the right back today, and Szoboszlai should count himself lucky, because Man City, in their own list of injuries, they have players like Savinho and Doku, who are one of the trickiest dribblers we have in the Premier League. Players who ordinarily should bother him in that right back position, but they are also injured. Accompanying players like, we have players like Bernardo Silva, who is also a very big doubt. We are not sure whether he's going to start the game, whether he's going to feature, but Bernardo Silva is a very big doubt in the game. We have players like Mateo Kovacic, John Stones, and Gbadio, who are still unavailable at the moment. So as it stands now, these two teams, are going into this match with their defense deeply weakened. So I expect their strikers, who have been up and doing and shining this far, to have a go at each other. I expect this match to be a match of many goals. In fact, I expect the two teams to score goals, because we have the defense of Liverpool deeply weakened, Man City's defense deeply weakened, and then we have players like Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, who have been shining for Liverpool in recent times. We have players like Semenyo, who has been bright, doing magical things ever since he joined in January, and Erling Haaland, who seemed to, he has been scoring, though he has not scored for some time in the Premier League, but he is a very good player, a very threatening player, a very big threat up in the face of goal. So I expect with these two teams suffering from in the defense, their strikers who have been shining all season long to get a go at each other, they are supposed to shine in this match. So the best bet for me in this game is boasting to score. The best, if you ask me, is boasting to score.